Hey guys, welcome back to the How to Play series. In today's video we're talking about Darth Vader, a villain on the Galactic Empire side, and we're going to talk about his three main abilities, how to play him, where he excels, where he declines, certain areas you shouldn't be using him in, and his best star card loadout. And with that, let's hop right in. Now before we get right into things, let's just set up two basic variables so that everyone's clear on this, okay? Darth Vader's health is 1,500 or 1,500, and his damage output requires 2 saber swings to kill an opponent, and if you're using saber throw, upper chest will result in a kill if it hits them, both going towards them and coming back. So let's just get the damage and health out of the way so that the rest of the stuff makes sense. So now that we have that established, let's go right into Vader's star cards, and the first one is Focused Rage. Darth Vader deals more damage and can absorb more punishment. This ability excels in close quarters scenarios and when you're rushing up bases in large open battlefields, because it gives him extra health, meaning that even if he takes damage, it won't be permanent health loss like most heroes gain if they try to attempt to cross a large open area and take a few shots. With that, he also has the increased damage, which in close quarters scenarios is very good. Now if you activate this in a large battlefront before engaging a large group of people, it can be useful, but in most cases he's only really going to be taking advantage of the bonus health, which puts him from his basic health of 1500 up to 1800 HP, which is very powerful and allows him to take a few extra hits. Especially in lightsaber combat, this can be a very useful ability. Now moving into the next ability, we have Saber Throw, and this is pretty self-explanatory. Darth Vader throws his lightsaber. There are star cards that allow you to extend the Saber Throw range, but as of right now, if you throw it, it does damage when it hits them, and it comes back around, dealing more damage on the second time around if it still hits them. It all depends on where you're positioned and where the enemy is positioned if the saber is going to hit them on the second time around. And finally, we have Force Choke, which is also a very self-explanatory ability. A small radius is deployed in front of you in which all hostiles in that vicinity are picked up off the ground and choked. The longer you stand there without moving, the more damage it does to them, and eventually, when the ability runs out, they're dropped to the ground. For a short duration of time, they're standing up and you're able to run over there and try to finish them off with your lightsaber before they can start dealing damage back to you. All of these abilities can be used together to have some pretty deadly outputs. For instance, using Focused Rage and then using the Force Choke means you'll be able to take more damage from attackers while you're force choking larger groups. And then you can use your Saber Throw right after to take out any enemies causing you some problems that you don't want to get up close and personal with, putting yourself at disadvantage and in the range of other players. And with that, let's move right into star cards for Darth Vader, and there are some pretty good ones for him. He has a very wide variety of star cards, but the ones you should be using as Darth Vader are his bonus health star card, as even though he has this high amount of health, heroes take what they call permanent damage. And once this damage is taken, that health bar cannot be regenerated unless it's done by health on kill star cards. And that is why it is essential to Darth Vader, because even with that 1500 health bar, once it gets low enough, it isn't coming back unless you are using this star card. Next we have Punishing Grip, which makes it harder to break from choked, and you're going to do more damage in Heroes vs. Villains and regular modes, along with taking more damage reduction while using Force Choke, which is very good because it means that 1500 health isn't going to go anywhere as quickly. And this is very useful in almost any scenario, especially Heroes vs. Villains though, because lightsaber heroes are going to have a tougher time killing you while you're killing their friends. And finally we have Last Grasp, which lets you take out groups of enemies more effectively, as it grants bonus health and damage when taking on more than 2 enemies at a time. This is a very powerful star card, and these are the 3 I feel like all Darth Vader players should be running. Now with that, we finished off the star card section, so let's move right into his strengths and weaknesses. And Darth Vader does not excel in only about one scenario that I can imagine, and that's moving across a large open battlefield without cover, which there aren't many in this game, but there are some. And that's because Recon will be able to snipe this guy down very quickly, and even if you activate his Focused Rage, he's just not going to be able to take that much damage, and it's only 300 bonus health. And Sniper Rifles are going to take away from that really quickly and move right into his 1500 base HP. And his Saber Throw and Lightsaber attacks have no way to compensate for the guys that far away. Plus, he has a really low blocking stamina, so eventually he's not going to be able to block damage, only take it as he's moving across the battlefront, making large open scenarios basically suicide if you're playing as Darth Vader. Now let's move into the scenarios that Vader does excel in. When it comes to smaller sized maps, he's able to move very effectively using all the cover around him to basically just move from place to place, wiping out anyone in his path, using Force Choke to attack people from behind objects, Lightsaber Throw to take out people from around corners, and his bonus health ability if he needs to come out from behind the cover and just take on large groups of opponents at once. And he also excels in close quarters scenarios for the exact same reason. Force Choke has a large range, it can be used around corners, and Saber Throw allows him to take down a lot of people at once with just one toss of the ability. And his bonus health allows him to push down hallways without the fear of dying or losing massive chunks of his HP. With that, that is our brief coverage of Darth Vader, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like it, comment down below what you thought, and subscribe to the channel if you learned anything new in this video. And with that, this is Jammin the Joker signing off. Have an awesome rest of your day, and peace.